Good afternoon, and welcome to Energy Conservation and Water Conservation, the last programs in the series of webinars for the Clean, Green, and Healthy Tribal Schools Initiative. These have been broadcast each Wednesday since January the 18th at this same time. Several of the programs were double features, such as the ones that you will enjoy today. You're joining 92 other guests from communities, tribes, federal and state government agencies, schools, universities, and health programs. We have several tribal environmental offices, the Bureau of Indian Education, and boarding schools in our audience. A special welcome to all of you, and thank you for your interest in the health of our schools and communities. There are 4 ways that you'll be invited to participate in this webinar. Following the presentation, we will invite your questions. You may present a question or a comment in either of 2 ways. Raise your hand, that is, simply click on the symbol of the hand on the control panel that you see on the right-hand side of your screen. During the question and answer session, I will open your microphone so that you can ask the question on the air. Other participants will hear your question and the presenter's answer. You may also submit a question by typing it in the question box. I will forward that question to the presenter, and you'll remain anonymous unless you ask me to include your name when I send on the question. Now, we want to know what you know and what you learned from participating in the webinar, so we've included 2 polls in which you'll be invited to participate. When you leave the session, you'll be asked to respond to 4 multiple-choice survey questions. This should take 40 seconds or less to complete. In addition to today's 2 programs, 10 other webinar topics have been covered on Wednesdays since January the 18th. Information about and the recorded webinars, including these today, will be available at http://www.epa.gov/Region 8/tribal schools. 10 diverse professionals, known experts in their fields, provide this and have provided the other 5 webinar weeks sessions covering 10 additional topics. Those have included integrated pest management, recycling, composting, and indoor air quality for tribal schools, as well as school chemical cleanout, asbestos awareness, and green cleaning. I would like to introduce the people behind the scenes of the Clean, Green, and Healthy Tribal Schools Initiative. At the top left is the contract manager, Matthew Langenfeld. Matthew is the Chemical Initiatives Coordinator for the Pollution Prevention and Toxics Unit of the Environmental Protection Agency in Region 8. Sean Lopez, President and owner of Orion Environmental, is the project manager. Orion Environmental provides environmental site assessments, abatement, removal, and inspections for schools and other buildings. He also provides contracting and training. Finally, I am Dr. Carolina Smiley Marcus, the project coordinator and your facilitator for the webinars. I provide neutral and educational professional services, facilitation, and conflict resolution, including for government and government-to-government and environmental issues. I'd like to present your speaker for today, Larry Jackson, Jr. Larry is a consumer relations specialist for the Navajo Tribal Utility Authority. He is from Nechiti, New Mexico, where he attended Tohatchi High School. Larry earned an associate's degree in liberal arts from the Deenise College in Sale, Arizona, worked briefly in the public sector before enrolling in Arizona State, where he is focusing on bilingual and bicultural studies. In his 4 years with NTUA, he has served in customer relations, conducting many bilingual presentations that promote energy conservation. Before Larry gives you the answers, I'd like to invite you to respond to 2 questions by selecting and clicking on the answer you prefer. After everyone has indicated your choices, I'll share the results with you. So here's the poll. Regular maintenance of the school's heating and cooling equipment. And if you will select your answer, the votes are coming in quickly. Very quickly. Good. I've got 93% voted, so I'll close the poll, share the results with you. Larry, it looks like that there's consensus about all of the above. So let's go to the next question, and I'll launch the poll. This is a true-false. Go ahead and vote. 50% have voted. Very good. All right, 93% have voted. Let's close the poll and share the results with you. So again, Larry, we have a slight disagreement, but not too much. All right, thank you. So thank you for your participation. And now we'd like to turn the program over to you, Larry.
Hello, I'm Larry Jackson, Jr. Yate Larry Jackson Jr. in siya. Nanisht ezinshla, hanarahni basis chain, twopa dashichay, tworichini dashinala. Welcome to this program on energy conservation. We hope that this presentation will be a resource for professionals in schools, communities, agencies, programs, and services as they encourage energy conservation in schools, especially tribal schools. I noticed that we have several tribal and boarding school representatives, as well as tribal environmental professionals in our audience today. Yate. Thank you for your interest in conserving energy and for assuring clean, green, and healthy schools for our children, our communities, and ourselves. Before we talk about energy and how to conserve it, there are two important considerations that should be made before any changes. They are: saving energy is important, but avoid measures that have negative impacts on people and communities. All existing and potential health and safety issues should be evaluated prior to implementing any conservation measurements. Many people think we are talking about just electricity, since that is a major energy source for homes, schools, and commercial buildings. But other energy sources such as natural gas, water, are also resources for conservation. Ms. Becenti will be talking about water conservation in the next presentation. I will focus on electricity and gas energy use and conservation. These three energy resources are used in schools: gas, propane, or natural gas. Provides heat for children, teachers, staff, and visitors. 2, electricity provides light and teams up with gas to provide heat. 3, water is necessary for health and may team up with the other 2 sources to provide heat in some schools. These sources seem to be, but are not, inexhaustible, and they cost money. When we use them efficiently and conserve, where possible, we reduce demand on the environment and we save money. It is possible to lower energy use while increasing the comfort level of our schools. Believe it or not, schools are often be the largest users of energy and the largest wasters of energy in our communities, especially rural communities. Schools are like mini neighborhoods where our children and many adults are residents. Encouraging energy conservation in schools means engaging everyone to take ownership for the building, its grounds, and the energy it consumes. The Navajo Tribal Utility Authority has found that students are often the first members of their school communities to adapt conservation as a way of thinking and behaving, and they take the message home. We know the basic R rules: reduce, replace, and repair. Number 1, reduce use. Turn off lights, appliances, TVs, radio, electronics when not in use. Replace energy guzzlers, such as installing compact fluorescent that use up to 75% less energy than incidental bulbs. Also consider replacing old freezers and gas appliances found in many school kitchens. Number 3, repair energy wasters and overusers by installing energy-saving device or closing gaps and leaks. Schools can reduce electrical energy by turning off switches, turning off lights, appliances, fans, office equipment, and electronics when not in use. And if the school is vacant for the weekend or summer and empty, turn off vending machines and exhaust fans. If parking lots lights are not needed for safety of students and visitors to the school, they can be turned off. At NTUA, we recommend that exhaust fans operate from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. Vending machines are de-energized from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. daily and during school and school vacations. Copy machine and other office device is turned off at the end of the day. Parking lot lights are decommissioned when the schools are not in session. Personal appliances in classrooms are discouraged, including space heaters, coffee makers, small refrigerators, toasters, and other appliances that guzzle energy, and we can cause overloads. We call these loads phantom plug loads. When devices are plugged in, even when they aren't on, they can eat up to 20% of the total energy costs. We recommend that you inventory all the plug loads from computers, fans, phone chargers, printers, and vending machines. Encourage participation by staff, teachers, students to turn off, turn down, and unplug. Measure your load with these devices such as kilowatt and Watson. When unplugged into a power outlet, it will tell you what is demanding the biggest load of energy. Install smart power strip that cut the power when appliances are turned off as soon as possible. Replace appliances with Energy Start products. Unplug, turn off, and save. Many schools will require heat from mid-October through mid-April. We encourage schools to keep thermostats between 68 to 70 degrees when occupied and 55 degrees when unoccupied. Insulate and winterize doors and windows. Keep them closed and keep ventilators unblocked and uncovered. About 3 feet of clearance is good standard. Boilers and heaters with an 80 to 85% efficiency rating will make a difference. Air conditioning is often on from mid-April through mid-October. 77 degrees maintains a comfortable environment and will, like we recommend, with other appliances turned off when the school is not occupied. With both heating and air conditioning, The controls should be managed only by the school facilities department, doors and windows closed and vents cleared with heating. Safe use of natural gas and maintenance of natural gas appliances is a must. These should be inspected regularly, even daily, for leaks, failures, and right usage. This pyramid shows decreasing levels of energy use with each measure that is applied to homes, schools, and commercial buildings. With attention to maintenance and simple upgrades, reduction of up to 10% can be done at no cost. In Indian country, unfortunately, we still have lots of old schools that leak energy nearly everywhere. Some are being replaced, and our maintenance staffs are often frustrated because even doing the best they can, they know that energy losses are high because of the age of building and building system. We also think that when schools are uncomfortable and unsafe places, we may also be losing the enthusiasm and brain power for our children. The 2001 BIA education budget has included money for improvements of facilities across country, and some of you may be seeing that happen. If so, you might be willing to raise your hand during the question and answer period and let me know about improvements. The Department of Energy's Energy Smart Schools program promotes 30% improvement in school energy use. Their goals in energy efficiency and high performance. They promote a benchmark of energy use. It considers building use, occupancy schedules, and addresses operation and management. We can't change the world by changing one light bulb, but we can make a difference. Change out light bulbs, install automatic thermostats. Find other ways to make a difference, such as changing schools, exit signs to LED powered sources. Reduce energy use by setting monitors to enter sleep mode after 5 to 20 minutes of inactivity. Setting computers to inter-system standby after 30 to 60 minutes of inactivity. On notebooks, be sure to activate these settings in the AC power profile, not just the DC profile. The lower the settings, the more energy you save. Many local energy providers conduct free or inexpensive energy audits. They may suggest small, moderate, and large changes that will make a difference incredibly. Consult the Energy Star Resource Manual. It provides 5 building upgrade stages and will help you in planning your improvements. The recommendations include retro commissioning, lighting upgrade, load reductions, air distribution system upgrade, HVAC upgrade. Sign up online and access the toolkit at www.energystar.gov/challenge. Get started with quick lists, models, and fact sheets. Quick lists of Energy Star resources for building and homes. Model for establishing an energy efficient campaign for your community. Fact sheets on energy use and deficient parts of the community. Fast fact on energy use and climate changes to help you craft your message. Thank you, and I welcome your questions.
Thank you, Larry. We'll get to your questions next, but we hope that Larry's presentation has added to or refreshed your knowledge of the issue. Will you respond again to the polls? I see you're voting. Great. Almost 80% have voted. So we'll close the poll and take a look at the results. We've got the same split, I think, Larry. All right, let's look at the next question. Again, that true-false. Almost 80% have voted, so we'll close the poll and share the results. So Larry, as you saw the results for those two polls, do you have anything you'd like to add to what you've said already?
No, I don't have any comments. Thank you.
Okay. Well, we may get some good questions then in a few minutes. Thank you very much. All right, let's go to that. See if you have some questions. Remember, you have two ways of asking the question: to type it into the question box, or you can, oh, I forgot to hide the results, I'm sorry. Type it into the question box, or you can raise your hand, and we'll be able to see what your question is. Remember that Larry asked if you have seen improvements under the BIA award. If you have some of those, also would like to know about them. All right, I don't see any hands up, and I don't see any other. Well, thank you very much. So thank you, Larry, and all of the participants for your attendance. We hope that Larry's presentation has added to or refreshed your knowledge and inspired your commitment to energy conservation. Your speaker can be reached at the address and phone number above, and Matthew Langenfeld, the EPA Region 8 Contact and Contract Manager, can be reached at 303-312-6284. After this brief announcement, Deenise Becenti, also of the NTUA, will provide a presentation on water conservation. You'll see the screen return to the welcome page just for a few moments while I open her presentation, and then we'll hear what Deenise has to say.